could have done a lot of other things, Saturday evening, afternoon, whatever. So you could have done a lot of other things, but you are here means you want to learn. A lot of you are here from non-IT background, I know, but you want to know how to get into IT. What the hell we are talking about means why? How can we get into IT? So that is also one of the things which we are going to tell. So this will be everything. Like this is not just us talking and all. This will be like we're going to teach HTML, CSS, JavaScript, because we want to tell people that it is not that difficult to get into IT. So we want to teach the basics, like how to get into IT, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We are we are team. If you are watching, most probably you're watching it on a YouTube channel. Maybe you're watching it on a LinkedIn. But I want you to watch it on a YouTube channel, because this is a workshop in which you will get participation certificate also, and generally the certificate is given on the chat. So I'm going to tell about that also. The certification will be given on the chat. And let me see whether I'm live or not. Welcome all. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube also. So yeah, so we are going to give those 2 times. We are going to give the certification. Okay, 2 times we are going to give attendance form. Okay, attendance form, and that attendance form is only available on YouTube, unfortunately. If you're watching on LinkedIn, so please do watch on our YouTube channel. You can on my profile. If you're watching on LinkedIn, on profile only, on my YouTube channel is there, so you can click on it, means below the profile only, and you're going to see it. Okay, let me also show. Okay, so let me share the screen and what we are going to cover. And we're going to cover with HTML in about 30 minutes. Okay, in about 30 minutes we are going to cover, and I'm going to tell about the certifications and all also. Okay, so someone is asking from there. Okay, but just don't be here for the certifications you will definitely get. And so see, this is me on LinkedIn. We are live on LinkedIn also. So those who are watching on LinkedIn, because I can see 13 people are watching on LinkedIn also, I think, or whatever, I think. Okay, so please come here. If you're watching on LinkedIn, you come here and click here on your YouTube channel, and it will open in our YouTube channel. And then please watch it here. Watch it here. And because we are going to give the attendance link on the YouTube, on the chat, and my streaming software, it just only sends it on the YouTube, unfortunately, and we are very busy to send it on the LinkedIn and also. Please do watch it on YouTube. And my humble request, because we are also want you to please help us grow our YouTube channel, because this is what we do: live streaming class to make you highly paid web app developer. That is what we are doing. So see, we have a lot of videos. If you see on our channel, we do daily streaming. So today we are going to teach you HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But HTML is okay. We can teach you HTML in 1 hour. But CSS and JavaScript is not possible to teach you in one hour. We are going to basically touch the surface of CSS and JavaScript. And we every month we do something. If you go to the videos, you'll see that every month we do a lot of things. So we do a lot of lives. Okay, so please do subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. We do a lot of lives. We do this web development workshop every Saturday on 3 p.m. and we also do a one full 8 hours boot camp once in a month. It's complete that. In with that we teach everything, HTML, JavaScript, and all. And beside this, we have like every month we have like this. Okay, like what was the created playlist? Okay, CSS beginners to advanced we have, JavaScript beginners to advanced we have, which is very important. React.js beginners to advanced also we have. So please do come here and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Okay, so let me tell more about it, more about what we are going to do today and all. And let's see more about me also. Okay, so what about the certificate I'm going to tell Ambush. So I think I have already told. And okay, let me tell about the certificate if someone is asking. See, the certification, if you want the certificate, you need to come here. And means I'm going to send you this Google form. So this Google form will be sent, and this Google form will send 2 times. Once I will send it around 3:30 p.m., and the second Google form will be sent towards the end, because we want you to fill both the Google form. We want you to attend the complete thing. So okay, so we want you to attend the complete thing. Angular have, oh, I will talk about it. Okay, so that is there. And so yeah, Angular have only TypeScript. That's the problem. But React doesn't have. Okay, so React and Angular are a bit advanced stuff for people. A lot of people here are from non-IT background, so don't know to scare them. So let me talk about the certification first. So certification is like that. I'm going to send you this Google form on this chat only. On this chat only I'm going to send. Nowhere else I'm going to send. Only on the chat. Please don't ask again for it. I'm going to send first attendance at 3:30 p.m. Second attendance around 5:30 p.m. Okay, and we are going to end at around 6 p.m. So these things will be sent, and you have to come here and fill it, and you have to fill your email address, and please fill the right email address, because you'll get the certificate on your email by tomorrow evening. Yeah, a lot of people send, and we don't have automated process. We have to create certificate by hand. So don't ask when you get the certificate. You're going to get it by tomorrow evening, Sunday evening, because at least 100 certificates we need to send, and we have to create them manually. Okay, so that is, we don't have an automated process for that. So those certificates need to be created. Then you fill your name, and please fill your right name, because you'll get the certificate by your name. Then please fill whatever you are, and if you have a LinkedIn profile, so we will send it on the Clarence Sangfo is asking me where you will send. So we'll send it on the YouTube chat only. Okay, so let me also one sec. I will, please, if you are here, please come to our YouTube channel, and okay, let me give this link to someone who is watching it on the LinkedIn. So please, I will give, and some people are watching out on the LinkedIn. So let me also one. Okay, please watch on white. Okay, so I will give the white YouTube link also. So please watch there. Okay, so what else? So I was telling. So first, let as I was telling, you have to fill your LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, please fill that. I don't have a LinkedIn profile like that. Okay. So, and the second form also will be given. So let me come back and tell a bit about myself. My name is Nabendu Vishwas, and I am helping people to become web developer. A lot of people might know me. I have around 16 years of IT experience. I am a corporate trainer also. I generally go to like big companies and teach there. And I was recently in Bangalore and Hyderabad. You can see on my Instagram and all. I have a LinkedIn post also regarding that. So I was there teaching in big corporates, teaching the freshers, because colleges doesn't teach anything. Colleges doesn't teaches the thing which is required for you to be in the IT. You don't, colleges don't know that it's the age of JavaScript. It is not the age of Java, and that is still teaching Java. So that is there. So I all teaches the technology related to all JavaScript ecosystem, which is required right now to create something like this. Even creating something like LinkedIn required those things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. One second, someone is at door. One second, I'm coming. And okay, so sorry. So the other thing is that this is about me. Okay, so I have around, as I was telling, I have around 16 years of experience, and before becoming a full-time trainer, I was working as an associate architect in one of the top company in Bangalore, 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚, and before that also I worked for almost every big company like 𝐏𝐼𝐼𝐼. I worked for Oracle. I worked for L&T Infotech. I worked for JP Morgan. Started my career with CDAC in 2004. So all those things I worked, but my passion was teaching people, and I'm also an author. You can go through my LinkedIn profile and you can see that I'm an author of. Recently, I released my 6th book actually. So I'm an author also. I started like that, then I started teaching, and now I'm a full-time teacher and founder of TWD. TWD is my company, and I'm a full-time trainer there. Beside me, I have 2 more trainers, and who are going to come today. One is Mosam. If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll find in. One is Hari. One is CSS specialist and one is JavaScript specialist, and I teach everything. Okay, so those are also there, and uh, for the past 1 year, we have trained more than 200 people on the personal front, and more than 4.5 k people, 4.5 thousand people, for 4,500 people on YouTube. Okay, so a lot of people, and we are able to give jobs to both all of them. So we, beside our YouTube, we teach everything free on YouTube. Beside that, we have our ongoing batches also. I will tell more about them, because we have live batches which starts every 2 months. So that is also there. We are going to launch something else also. I'm going to tell about that later on. And that's regarding me. And as I told, I was an author first, and my books are there. So my books are there on Amazon. So I have released like 5 books on Amazon through a very top publisher. So they are sold mainly in the US because they're very costly. And I recently released one TypeScript book also. Recently means 2-3 days back I released it, and this is also available to purchase. So currently it is not on Amazon, but it will soon come on Amazon. So that is there. That is something is there, and that is about me. And we have a fully registered company, STWD. It is, yeah, so you'll get a proper certificate with GST and all. Okay, so that is there, and that is about me. And right now, what I was telling that, see, a lot of people who are coming here are not from an IT background, and a lot of people in a group, you have come through our Facebook ads or Instagram ad or something. Okay, so you don't know what is IT, what is how do you get a job in IT, what are the job which is required too much. I know all these things because I'm here for the past 16 years, and right now also I'm taking corporate batches. I know what is been needed in the IT capital of India, which are Bangalore and Hyderabad. Those who don't know, the IT capital of India are Bangalore and Hyderabad. But beside this, also a lot of remote jobs are there. So what are required in those companies? Okay. So that is there. Google form will be given here only. Chat. Okay. So Google form will be given here only. So even before starting, let me tell something. So okay. So Google form will be given here in the chat only. So please have patience. So we'll give it till 3:30. Okay. So this Google form we are going to give. So, but I hope most of you are here to understand that what is required to be a web app developer, what it is required to be coming in the industry. Okay, so we are fortunate to help a lot of people to get in the industry. So what are the things which are required? Okay, so the things which are required are like, you need to do some networking. Okay, you need to do a networking, means a lot of networking you need to do. And then in the networking means, we are asking in the Google form also, we are asking your LinkedIn profile for a reason, because LinkedIn is the top network to get a job today. LinkedIn is a top network to get a job today. Because you can, if you go to my LinkedIn also, you'll understand. I will tell why it is a top network in India to get a job today. So the ages of Naukri.com and all those things are gone away a lot of times. If you have some presence on LinkedIn, it is not possible that you will not get a job. Most of our students get a job even before they complete our courses and all. Then Twitter is used a lot in US. Instagram is there. Instagram, follow someone who tells something nice like a developer and all, so you can follow them. Facebook groups are there. Facebook groups are like very good to get some freelance jobs and all, so like related to React and all. Okay, so internship, yeah, we are planning to have a internship program, and we're going to tell more about it later on. So please be in connection with us. Our admin will, if you're not from our WhatsApp group, our admin will give you our WhatsApp group link. So please be connection with that. We are listening to you, and we'll give you internship program also, and that will be completely free of cost. But the thing is that we want you to learn. We want you to learn. It is not like that I cannot take intern who don't know anything. I want you to know something. Then only I can give internship. Then only we can give internship. I right now at TWD we have two full-time teachers and two interns also. So always I have, in the past also, we have more than five interns. We have more than five interns. So if you're not from our WhatsApp, so we'll share this WhatsApp group. So that please be there, and we are soon going to, means I think on Sunday we are going to launch that internship program again. We had done internship program earlier also, and this will be completely free internship program. You have to do some things which we are going to tell. Then only you will get this internship. Okay, it is not like free. You will not get internship like you'll get it for free. Not, we are not going to charge anything to you and all. So, but you have to tell that you are learning something. You have to learn something. Then only we can give you internship. Okay, you can learn something. Then only we can give you internship, or we cannot give you internship, because internships are what? Internships you don't have. What are internships actually? Interns are people who know something, who contribute something to the company. So right now I have two interns. They have also come through this kind of programs, and they know everything: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Okay, I'm going to tell about more about that also. What is that? Okay, so first thing is that you have to be very good on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and all. So if LinkedIn, I have one intern. Let me tell about him only. So Ankit. So this is one of my intern. His name is Ankit Chatri, and he also came through some like this kind of a workshop. And he's intern here, so you can see he's front end intern. So he's doing the 3 month internship with us, and he was one of my student, and he has become very good. So he didn't knew anything. He was a passed out of 2021. He had done his B, but most people don't know anything when they do B. And he had done one of our course also. And so what he does actually, so he have a lot of good LinkedIn followers, and like see more than 3,000 LinkedIn followers. As I told you, you have to be very visible on LinkedIn. So if I go to his activities, see, if I go to his activity, if I see his post, he he builded some quite amazing things he have builded, and he has posted like this. So he posted like this, he gets daily one job offer. Literally daily he gets one job offer. Because of this, he posts like this. He have a lot of things, lot of people there, and he daily gets one job offer. Even I offered him this internship because of this only. So he created some amazing things. Like you can see, these amazing things he have created, and not like this WhatsApp clone. This WhatsApp clone have given him so many job opportunities that he is telling that he is daily getting one job opportunity because of this. Okay, and that is there. And this is what I meant by networking. Connect with people. LinkedIn allow you to connect with 50 people. LinkedIn is a top platform. 50 people daily, so 50 people on a week. So you have to connect with them, you have to post something, and you have to take some daily action. This guy is like working like crazy. He's like coding not 2 hours daily, because if you're working in some other field, you have to code at least 2 hours daily. But he was like coding like maniacs. Okay, so he was coding like crazy. So you have to code at least 2 hours. So that is there. And then there are some challenges like 100 days of code, 100 days of project. What are they? I will not tell. Okay, so someone was asking about internship, or what is like, let me frame it like that also. What is required to get a job today? So you might be seeing a lot of Facebook ads, and also there are some big companies also which are running a lot of ads. So they also tell about this web development, but beside that they will tell about 10 different things also. Like they will tell about data science also, they will tell about maybe something else also, DS and algos also. So no, you don't have to learn all those things. You have to learn, if you're from some non-IT background, some other place, you don't have to learn all these things. You have to learn only these things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and one more thing you have to learn, and that is React. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript are like the main thing, and but you have to learn something like React also. React is a JavaScript library. All this big thing like this mind map which I'm using, this is known as mind map. LinkedIn which I'm using, they are created with something known as React, which is a front-end library. And we do all these four things in our on our channel. All these four things: HTML we're going to teach today. CSS we have 1 week workshop. Okay, 1 week workshop, and that will start from 5th. 5th we have CSS workshop, and generally at either at 4 p.m. we have a workshop, like daily 1 hour 4 days we have. At 5th we have CSS workshop, then on 12th we have JavaScript workshop, 19th we have JavaScript advanced workshop, and we have 26th we have React workshop. So you have to do all these things at 10. So let me give a bit of uh, uh, like secret thing. I will tell the bit of secret thing also, that how to get that internship, because someone asked for the internship. So I will tell a bit of secret also. You have to attend all of our courses in the month of September, which we are doing all of those courses. Those courses also gets you certificate. But just attending those courses are not enough, because I want you to finish the project. See, there can be someone who just sees the course, on his mobile, and fill the attendance form and just do it. I don't know you. You know CSS. I don't know you know JavaScript. I don't know you don't know React. I don't know that thing. You have just seen the video and just fill the attendance form. How do I know? So you have to fill those attendance form also. Beside this, we have on our channel some projects also. We always have the combination of both of the things. We have like this theoretical part also, and we have projects also. So you have to create some projects. Seeing those videos, we don't give the GitHub link or the source code. So you have to see those videos and create the project. At least you learn something. So will not give you the. So if you go to our YouTube channel, so see, I will, and maybe I will tell right now also. So if you I'll go to my YouTube channel, and okay, so if I see we do something like this, CSS projects. So we are planning to have those things this month also. In the month of September, CSS project, JavaScript project, React project, and we don't give the source code. You have to create those things. So you have to do the theoretical certification also, and this thing. So I think I have told enough of this, how to get the internship. But we will stay in connection go to this WhatsApp group, register to the WhatsApp group, and we're going to tell more about it, more details about it. Okay, so that is there. And as this is not only a talking workshop, and this is like, a lot of people are not from non-IT background, so they have to know what is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So we will start with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but before that, I'll give the attendance, and please fill your LinkedIn profile. So it is, please fill your LinkedIn profile so that I can promote you on LinkedIn also. So LinkedIn is a very important platform for me also. So I have more than 22,518 connections. I'm sort of a LinkedIn influencer. I have a lot of connections. So if you are connected with me LinkedIn, we are going to promote you if you are going to get the certificate. We generally promote people who get the certificates and all, especially this workshop certificate. We promote them heavily because you have shown some dedication. Okay, so let me send this attendance. As I told, there will be two attendance. Okay, you have to fill both the attendance. Okay, so this first attendance I'm sending, and I'll also pin it. Okay, attendance one, attendance one. Okay, so please mark your attendance one, and wait a sec. So please mark your attendance one. So attendance one is there, and let me also take a screenshot. Okay, a lot of you are going to come back and tell that I have not given the attendance. So let me take some proof also. Okay, so that is there. And as I told, the attendance will be only given on this only. And one more thing I want to tell, this attendance is given on the live chat. So this video will be available on YouTube, but this live chat won't be enabled till tomorrow. So you cannot get the attendance from anywhere else. So if you're attending this live only, you can fill the attendance from right only. You cannot fill it later on, because even the video will be available, but the live chat get disabled in YouTube, and it gets available after tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going to, by tomorrow we're going to send a certificate. So you have to fill it right now only, no other time. You have to fill it right now. Okay, so that is the, and as I've told, one attendance form is not enough. I'm going to give the second attendance form, which is this one. Second attendance form will be also be given, and this will be given at around the ending, like 5:30 to 6. It can be given anytime between that. Okay, so don't ask me when at 5:30. 5:30 to 6, it can be given at any time. Okay, so that is there. So I'm seeing only one response. So like this, you have to give a response. So please start filling the attendance form, and that is there. And what is not clear? So Nizam, what is not clear? I'm not getting. Okay, so one thing, what I am going to do, I'm going to tell one thing for the last time. And that is something which I think you might be telling that. So this is something which I'm not going to repeat again. I'm going to tell only this for the last time, because a lot of you are going to tell this thing. I don't know this thing. So you are telling that it is not clear. Okay, so it is not clear. Okay, so see this famous scalar ad. So I'll skip this ad. I don't have a LinkedIn. Please put that you don't have a LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn, please put you don't have a LinkedIn. But you should have a LinkedIn if you want to get a job. Okay. So maybe you're not from IT background. So it is not clear. Nizam is telling. So it is enough clear. So what you all people have to do, you have to come here and go to this setting and go to this quality and select this 720p. I know it will cost a lot of data for you, but you have to give up your 1.5 GB of geo data today. You have to give it up. Okay, so you have to do this 720p. It will not be clear within the 720p. We are streaming at 720p. So by default, if you watch it on YouTube, on mobile also there is something like that. You have to increase the quality. Okay, if you are watching on mobile, you have to increase the quality, or else you will not be able to see whatever we are telling right now. Okay, because that 720p is required to watch whatever we're saying. And I'm not going to tell this again. You have to change the quality to 70. By default, what YouTube does, whatever internet connection is, that it tries to give it at this thing. It tries to throw you at 144p. 144p, nothing is cleared. Okay, so that is there. As I've told my city, if you don't have a LinkedIn, you please feel I don't have a LinkedIn. Okay, so that is there. So let us start with your, we're going to start with JavaScript. Okay, so let me close that. We're going to start with HTML. Okay, so even before HTML, there is something which is required. And That is like how to do the code. How to do the code. So you have to do the code in something known as VS Code. So VS Code. Go and you have to go and download this VS Code. Okay. So no other code editor. We don't choose any other code editor because this is the only thing which is there, and you have to download it. If you don't know how to download it, it is free to use. I'm getting for Mac. You might be getting it for Windows. It is free to use. So go ahead and download it. If you don't know how to download, we have video on our channel. Please ask us how to download it. Like we have a video how to download it on Windows because we have a Windows also. So but right now I'm on a Mac. So that is there. So no need to tell registration done. We'll anyways will get those things. So that is there. And because that's a Google form, so Google form anyways will give whatever you've done. So no need to give the attendance here. So that is there. So you have to download the VS Code, and when you download the VS Code is the best editor. It's a lightweight code editor. You don't need a very high level of PC laptop to run this thing. Even 4 GB i3 fourth generation, i3 fourth generation 4 GB of RAM is enough to run this thing. Okay. So because we have a lot of students doing like that. Now VS Code opens something like this. Okay, VS Code will open something like this, and then let me make it a bit smaller. Okay, so VS Code will open something like this. But now, where to write the code and all? Okay, so one second. Okay, so we need to create the folder somewhere and we need to add it. So I have not opened the folder. One sec. I'll open the folder. A lot. Create a new folder. So I have created a new folder. I'll create a new folder here, which is HTML Basics. And now I will create everything inside this folder, HTML Basics. Okay. So this HTML Basics will do. And this HTML Basics folder, I have to drop it here. I have to drop it here in my Visual Studio. So I will drop it here. So HTML Basics will be opened. Then so like what happens with HTML is a language, so it has got some ending like dot something. Just like if you go in your documents and all, so in downloads, if I go to my downloads, I have got like .zip, .pdf, .xls, .mp4 for mp4, all these things. All of you know what does that means, if you even if you're not from an IT background. So all of you know this thing. So like this, all programming languages or anything have an ending. Like HTML has .html ending. So I have to create that file like this. Okay. So I will go here and I have to do a index.html. So index.html I have to do. So .html is important. Index is like the file name can be anything. So index.html I have done. Then I have closed it and all. So HTML requires some basic structure to be there. And what is the structure and all? I'm going to tell you. Okay. So, okay. So I will give a not. I'll give a not, and this not I have given. So I have asked you to use VS Code for a reason. I have asked you to use VS Code for a reason. There are a lot of shortcuts in VS Code, like this not I have given, and then I will press the tab. I'll press the tab and see this. All of the basic structure of a HTML file is been created. So what is this basic structure? So what is this basic structure? I will take you all through this. So I will run like right here HTML basics and what is all of these things. Okay, so the all of these things is like this doc type HTML which you're seeing at the first, like this doc type HTML. So what is this doc type HTML? What is this HTML and all those things? So this is HTML generally have this like brackets, like this pointed brackets it have. So doc type HTML means this is the HTML version 5. So HTML, this is the HTML version 5. So what is HTML version 5 means? HTML version 5 means HTML is actually uh, it is used by, it is like maintained by a company, not by a company, by an organization known as W3C, and it sits in the US. So W3C, and HTML was invented or created in 1993. So since then they are maintaining it, W3C. So before 2015 there was a version 4 was there, so different versions were there. So as this Doctor HTML means HTML version 5, we are using HTML version 5. So only that much. So then there is HTML is there, and this HTML English is there, English is the language. HTML, so HTML tags, so everything has a HTML has a starting and an ending. So starting and ending is there, starting and ending is there. Then we have this header tag. Okay, head tag is there, and okay, that's good. Okay, so you don't need to tell that attendance is done. So attendance, if you're done in the form, it is already gone. Okay, so it is already gone, no need to put the attendance here. So anyways, we are not taking attendance here. Attendance you have to do it in the Google form. Okay, so that is there. And so we have this head and the body. In the HTML we have this head and the body, and head and the body are the main thing. So head is what is there. So whatever you're seeing here, I've given this HTML basics. So head will be mentioned here in the HTML basic, and there is something known as the meta tag, and also, and there is a body. Body is the main part of the HTML in which all this kind of a code will be there. We have not yet seen what is there. So first thing in the head is, what is this meta tag? So meta tag is something which is used by Google, and meta means Facebook, but it is used by Google, and it is different from the meta of the Facebook. So meta tag contains some information about this website. See, this website we're going to put it on GoDaddy or some other place. So the how Google will know about this website. See, everything is coming through Google. Unless you're very popular, I will not remember any website's name. Like I might remember hardly 10 websites name, like facebook.com, linkedin.com, instagram.com, and all those. I don't remember something else. So how do we find out something? We find out something through Google. So I'll search for it like this. You go to internet, search for my website TWD, and you'll find for it. So this meta tag is actually used by Google. Meta tag is okay. So it is okay. So format is not mentioned. So you're from IT background. Okay, so that's good. You're from IT background. So mainly most of the people who come to this are from non-IT background. So that's why we did it. So that's good. You're from IT background. Okay. So but it is for everybody. Maybe you might be for students. You could have filled there. But okay. So that is okay. So now this meta tag is used by Google, as I was telling. So Google works like there is a Google bots are there. Whenever you search for some, whenever Google bots actually scan the whole of internet, that's the beauty of Google, and it knows everything about every website out there. So how they do it? These Google bots go to every website and find out some information about that website. You find out some information about this website through the meta tag, and this meta tag are the specialties of digital marketers. That is the thing which is known as SEO, search engine optimization. So we are not going to go deep into this, but this thing is that the digital marketer put a lot of keywords in this meta tag and all those things they put, so that your website will be SEO friendly. And I think almost everyone have learned about the digital marketers. If today I will say the two jobs which are at the top, one is the software developer job, second is the digital marketer job. They goes hand in hand, and they are the one who defines a content, a startup and all. So both of those things are there. Second top job in the world right now is digital marketer after software developer, because the software is eating everything, like everything will be there in the software, and it is going. So the development job is not getting down, it is increasing. There is enough scope for everyone out there. Okay, so this thing is mainly used for digital market, as I told, and they put the keywords here. Okay, so that is there, and this title I have put, and title will be something which will be done here. So now a body. So a body is the main thing in HTML. In body we are going to put different tags. HTML is all about learning about different tags. So I'll do a h1 I will write HTML crash course, and I will write a p tag, paragraph tag, and see every tag is like this, and we're going to learn about all the important tag in HTML, all the important tags in HTML, all those things you don't have to go beyond this thing. I will teach HTML only for 1 hour, and it is more than enough. HTML is more than enough. HTML you don't teach later on. CSS we have other classes, JavaScript we have other classes. In fact, JavaScript this time we'll have 2 week classes, so you can do all these things there. So that is there. So now this paragraph is there. So what is in this paragraph? Okay, so this paragraph, maybe I will put something like this is looking good, so I'll put it, uh, save it. And now where to see this, all these things, where to see this? Okay, so we have to see this somewhere. So let me open this again. In HTML basic, you see that I have this now this index.html is there. So if I double click it, it will open in my default browser. I don't want it to be open in my default browser because my default browser is Safari, which is not that much good. So I will open with it with Google Chrome, because this is something, what is this? This is Google Chrome only. So this is Google Chrome I will do. Okay, so see, this is how it has been shown. Okay, so okay. So you this is how the website looks. I will actually close this Visual Studio Code, and this is how it is looking. And see this HTML basics which I have written. So HTML basics is coming here, and then H1 the HTML crash course, it is been shown here. Then this VS Code, whatever I have written, it is shown as a paragraph. This is how the websites are created. Okay, so that is there. And now let me add one more P here on my paragraph here, and I just closed the VS Studio site. And so where to get this data? So if I don't have a data in internet everybody faces this thing. See, when internet was not there, when it was the age of printing and all the thing was in newspaper and all, newspaper is not a very new industry. It is a like 200 years old industry. So that time also they were facing some issue, like what will the first print look like. So then there was some text, like we are going to put some demi text. So there is some text known as lorem ipsum. Lorem ipsum actually is a 200-year-old text. It doesn't mean anything, but it contains something. As I've told, in the newspaper and all also, they need to put some dummy text. So lorem ipsum is there. There are some lorem ipsum generator. Internet also, if you don't have text, you put the dummy text. But VS Code is VS Code. It comes with a lot of feature. Like this feature of lorem, I will type only lorem and write. And I will press a tab. It will do this lorem ipsum. Okay, it will write this lorem ipsum. I'll save it. But I've saved it. It is not coming anywhere. I've saved it. It should have shown here. Everything is not by default. It will come like that. Okay. So what I have to do? I have to do a reload here, and then only it will show. So it means that every time I write something, I have to do a reload, which is not a good thing. I don't want to write every time something like this. Okay, so it is not a good thing. So what I need to do, so I am not liking this thing. Okay, so I'll go here and here. So this is what VS Code is all about. So VS Code, you have like this small programs are there in which you can do a lot of things. Like there is a program which is known as live. It is very slow. Okay, live server. So live server is a program. You have to install it from here. You have to enable it, install it, something from the Ritwik there. You have to install it. So what happens with this live server? If I come back here, if I right click here, and if I do this open with live server, I'll do this open with live server. I can do it from here also. Go live. I'll do it from here. Open with live server, and it is open in my Safari, which I don't want to do, but it's okay. So I will save it, and I will open it back on my Chrome. So it will tell something like 121.0. You don't have to worry about it. But what the benefit of it? The benefit of it like this. See, if I remove this thing, I am removing this thing, and I will save it. I'm removing this thing and I'm saving it, and see, it is automatically reloaded. It is automatically reloaded. Actually, I didn't added the emoji. I just copy pasted it from somewhere. Okay, so I copy pasted it from the internet and put it there. Okay, so the main thing is that, see, because of this thing, I have just saved it, and it got auto refresh. But if I come back here, which was like directly open it, So still that lorem ipsum is there. Again, I have to do this thing. So I don't want to do these things. So with this software, what happens? So a small program, what happens? Whatever, whenever I change something and save it, it will be saved. So that is something is there. Okay. So that is there. Now we are going to learn about different tags, and two tags which you have already seen, h1 and p and all. Okay, so we already seen. So we're going to learn more about it. So this h1 is there, and beside h1 there are some other tags also in the heading, because if you go to any website you must have seen the smaller subheadings and all. So they are also coming from a tags. So one is h2, one is h3, one is h4, one is h5, and one is h6. I will save it. H1, H2, H3, H4, H5. They are of different sizes. H1 is of different size, H2 is of different, H3, H4, H5, H6. They are of different sizes. Generally, we don't go beyond H4, but it is there. So these are the different things. And P tag also we have seen. So let me add one more P tag here, and again I'll do a lorem, and I'll save it, and it will be shown like this. Okay, so these are P tag. P tag is the paragraph tag. So before moving forward, I want to tell one more thing here. So there is something known as comments in not only in HTML but in almost everything. So all programming languages. So I will do a heading tag here, heading tags, and I will save it. I will select everything and do a control backslash, and it will give something like this. This is known as a comment, and I will do a paragraph tags paragraph tag, and I'll do this thing and control backslash. I'll do save it. So it is not showing here. So this is what the developer sees. This is what the end user sees. So these comments are for the developer only, so that I can know, okay, this is a heading tag, this is a paragraph tag. Maybe I should know. Maybe some my other developer will be working here. I was working with a team of 10 software developers, so 10 front-end engineers. I was leading them. So these things are for meant for them. Okay, so that is there. Okay, so someone is telling sound is not coming. So I think it is coming. Okay, one sec. I think sound is there. Okay, so can everybody confirm that sound is there? Okay, I think it is there. Okay, so yeah, so we'll go here. Okay, so then there is one thing is there, like this heading tag. Okay, so this heading tag and paragraph tag, there are actually two type of tags in your HTML. One are known as block level element, one is known as inline element. So this block level elements are there. So this block level elements, what happens? See, this h1 tag is there. There is a lot of place to put all the h2, h3, h4, h5, and h6. Okay, all of them were there. h2, h5, h6. We could have put all of them in the same line. Similar to this paragraph, I could have added this also here. This also here I could have put it, but it is not. This could have come here. I could have not put it. This could have come here, but this is not coming here. This is not coming here, because these are block level element. It takes its own line. It takes its own line. Okay, it takes its own line. There's some other tags which are inline also. There's some other tags which are inline also, and what are inline we're going to see soon. Okay, so the next tag which you are going to see is the link tag. Okay, link tags. So link tag we are going to see, and HTML is all about learning about different tags. So link tag is also known as anchor tag. Here I'll do a and href, and maybe I'll do a learn web development, and then learn a web development and write. And maybe I'll write a bit less. Learn web dev. I'll do. Okay, learn web dev, and maybe I will give one of my channel link. So one of my blog channel link I will give. Okay, so that is there, and I will save it. And if you see, this thing is coming here. Okay, this thing is coming here, and learn web dev, and then if I, so this link tags, all of you might have seen a lot. These link tags are there. If you go to anywhere, Facebook and all, everywhere, like this link tag will be there. You click there and it will go. So this href is what? Href is something. See, learn web dev is something which is coming here. By default, it is showing me purple because I have visited this site a lot. If you don't visit a site, it generally shows that it has blue. But this is the link in which you can give any link, like youtube.com or something you can give. Okay, so if I click on this learn web dev, so what will happen? It is opening my blogging site. It is opening my blogging site here. So this is what it is happening. It is opening my blogging site. Okay, so now, okay, so it is showing as blue now. That's good. So it is opening my blogging site. And but one thing you might have noticed, that if I clicking here, it is opening in the same tab. And if you have noticed something like because this is something which everyone might have noticed, if you go to facebook.com or something, and if there is a link in a comment and all, some post is there and someone put some link in a post, or maybe someone have put in the link in the anywhere, if you click on that link, you'll see that it will open it in a new tab. It will not open it in the same thing like in Facebook. I've given something, it will open it in the same different tab. Why it is done that? So Facebook and all the other companies, they earn the more you are there in their website. So that is known as user engagement. So they earn from that because they're free sites. Okay, so they have to earn somehow. So they earn like that. So they don't want the user to go away from their site. And there is an option. There is an option in this anchor tag only to make this thing. Okay, so I'll do this A, and maybe I will write. Give my another site, although that site is like under development right now, but it's working. Okay, so yeah, I'll give my another site. So again, okay, TWD official. Okay, TWD official I'm going to do. So okay, so if someone has not filled the attendance, please fill the attendance. You still have time to fill the attendance. It is there in the chat. So Vijay, if you're not filled, please fill it. Okay, so then only you'll get the participation certificate. Okay, so that is there. And so TWD codes I've done. Now if I do something like this only, it will again open it in the same tab. I don't want it to open in the same tab. So that is the second thing which is there, which is like target equal to underscore blank. So this is a keyword, target equal underscore blank you have to give. I have to save it. So TWD official is coming here. So see, now I will click here and it will open this my site, although this site is under construction. So this is there. So TWD codes, it is coming. Okay, so that is there, and line and all those things are there. So it will be coming like this. Okay, and when I click here, it is opening in the same tab, which is the issue. Okay, so we don't want that issue. We should want it to open in a different tab. Okay, so that is there. And one more thing is there which I wanted to say. So that is the benefit of using target equal to blank. I want to tell is that anchor tag is an inline element. See, two anchor tags are coming on the same line, but here a lot of h tags, where h1 tags, h1, h2 tags will not coming in the same line. They are block level element. Paragraph tag is also block level element, but anchor tag is an inline element. If I have 10 more anchor tags also, it will come in the same line. So some of the tags in HTML are inline, some of them are block. Okay, so that is it. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is about the list tag. So as I have told, it is all about this. So list tag. Okay, so list tag. So you can comment it out. And we have two types of list in HTML. One is unordered list. UL means unordered list. Everything means something, like A means anchor, UL means unordered list. And then I have li. Li means list item. Okay, I'll have a item 1. So see, maybe this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I will save it. And see, item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is coming. It's like a unordered list, and list item. This dot 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 will be there. Okay. Then the next thing is there, like OL is there, like ordered list. Okay, ordered list. And again, maybe I'll paste this only. So this is a different tag. OL means ordered list, different tag. OL is like 1 2 3 4 5. So the numbers are coming 1 2 3 4 5. That is the OL, ordered list. Okay. Now the next thing which we are going to learn is the table tag. Table tags I should write, because there are a lot of tags are there. So this table tags we are going to learn. The table tags is a group of tags which are used to create a table, although not used that much, but then also it is important to learn. Maybe you need this sometime, this table tags. Okay, so table, and then what is the table head? Table head. The table tag have two things. One is table head, and one is table body. Table head and table body I have. And table head will contain the header of the table. So how it will contain? So I'll have a tr means table row, and then I will have a th means table head, header. Okay, so I'll have a name, age, email. I'll have these three things. So see, it will show like this. Now every table have a data. So this is like the Excel. I think all of you have used Excel. Excel also have table. So this is like those tables. Okay. So like in a table body, I'll have the body of the table. Okay. So here I will have a tr again, and here in this tr table, tr means table row. I don't have a th. I have a td. Td means table data. And age and email. Okay, like this I'll have. So I can have it this multiple times. Okay. Okay. So I can have it multiple times. Okay. So I can have as many rows as I want. So it will be shown like this. Okay. So that is about the table tag. But the most important tag in HTML are a group of tags known as the form tags. So it is not one tag again like the table tags. We have a group of tags known as form tag. Form tags are the thing which differentiate a website from a web app. So if you go to facebook.com, the first time what you have to do when you've gone to facebook.com, maybe a lot of years back, you have to register in facebook.com. So you got something in which you have to enter your name, age, gender, date of birth, and all those things. So that is known as a form. You have to enter that in a form, and then you save it, and that is saved in the Facebook database. There is something known as a database, because that is a permanent data that is saved in the Facebook database in the US. The servers are in the US, so that is saved there, and then Facebook saves everything in your profile, like whatever post you do and all those things will be saved in your profile. So that is again, so again the data has been taken. When you do a Facebook post also, the data is taken and saved there. Okay, in the database. So here what, they're all done through something known as a form tags, a group of form tags. These are the most important tags to learn. But we have come a bit down. So before going to form tag, I'm going to tell about two more tags. One is known as HR. HR means a horizontal rule. It's a rule, means it's a line. Rule means line. Ruler, by ruler. Scale is also known as ruler. So line. And then there is a BR is there, which is known as a break row. See closely, there is no space here. I'll do a break row, there are some spaces created. So BR creates a space, empty line it creates. And see, both of these tags doesn't have an ending. Some of the tags don't have an ending. So these are those kind of tags which doesn't have ending. Most of the HTML tag have an ending, like TR have a T end, TD, like this they have an ending. Okay, so now we are going to, maybe I'm going to do again here, because I'm going to do it inside this thing. I'll do form tags, maybe tags I'll write form tags, and then the form tags I will have a form form. Inside this form, everything in the form tags. Okay. So form tags, generally in form tags we have a combination of a label and input. So label is there, and the for I will write as name, and then name, and what is this for I will going to tell, and then I will have a input type is text, name equal to name. Let me write, then I will tell id equal to name, and similar to this I will have a age. For age is there, age is there, this will also be a age, and this will be a age, and input type is number I'll take. Okay, so and I will save it. See what will come. See this name, whatever is there in the label, it is coming like this. And the input type text created a input box, which all of you might have seen this input box when you have gone to Facebook to register. You all of you might have seen. So this is there. Then this age is an input type number. Input type number is there. So if I hover my mouse over it, see something like this will come. So in the text I can put anything, and here I can do anything, and also I can increase it like this. Okay, increase it, decrease it, like this I can do. Okay, so this is what is there in the, so name and age is there. Okay, so that is there. And now, okay, so one more thing is that, so now let us understand in detail what is this label and the input, why I have taken the label and input. So input always comes with a label. So label and input are always a pair. Their input and label always comes in a pair. So how to know that they are a pair? See, I can have hundreds of labels also. How to connect them? How to connect them? How to know they are a couple? How to know that thing? So they have a common thing. There is a for here and there is a ID here. So this, both of these things should have a same thing. Like name is there, so here also name should be there. I could have named something else also. So that is there. And then what is this name? What is this name? So here also the age is there, age is there. What is this name then? So all of this data, whatever I enter here, like name, age, they have to be sent to the backend, like the Facebook backend server. And we teach how to send this, all these things, because that is what we teach also. But that is the advanced thing which you have to learn after JavaScript, and also that if you attend a JavaScript course and all, you're going to learn about that. Okay, so that is there. So this I'm going to soon uh, see that we are going to soon see this thing, that this age is there. So age is something which will go to the backend. How it will go, we are going to soon see that thing. Okay, so name is there, age is there, and this is something like, okay, so I will tell something about it also. So when we are going to send it to the backend, so it will go like name equal to Nabendu, age equal to 38. So something it will go like that. Okay, so that is there. And now one more thing here is that you might see that, okay, everything is like coming not in the, everything is coming in the same line. What does that mean? That means that everything here is a inline element. Everything here is a inline element. So which is not a which is not something which we need. I can, but you might be seeing that all the styling is not that much good, because the styling comes from CSS, and that is something which Masom will take next. Okay, so but we don't have right now CSS. I don't want to tell CSS right now, touch CSS right now, but I want to put this name in one line and age in one line. That is what happens in Facebook also. Like you go to the registration or you go to the login, you see that name and maybe password at some different line, in a different line. So how to do that? So to do that, I will have another thing. Like there is one thing known as div in HTML, which you see a lot. Div means nothing. Div means it's a block level element. So you'll always see that people dividing some content with this div. So I'll put this div inside like this, and inside this label and input, I want it in one line. Again, I'll do a div and put this label and input inside that, and I cut it and save it. So they are coming in different line. Okay, but still this is very close to my liking. I don't want to put another div, but we are going to use a BR, which we know. So BR will give some sys. So this is like this. So now onwards we're going to use it like this. Okay, so the next two things which we are going to learn is like again I'm going to do a BR and I'm going to do a div, and we're going to learn about something known as text area. So what is this text area? If you go to Facebook and all, you have seen that you do some post there, you put a post there. LinkedIn also have these things. So that is generally a text area. So maybe I will write here message, and it will be message, and then I will have a text area. Name is message, and ID is message. Calls and rows you can give, no need to give right now. So increase the calls and rows. So message and ID I will give, and see, this is a text area. So what is the, it is like a input type text. I think everybody knows. Here I can write only one line, but like a Facebook post I can write multiple line. Like a Facebook post I can write a multiple line. This is Facebook like post, like this. I can write multiple lines here. Okay, so maybe I will put so like this I'll put. So now the next thing which we are going to learn is the drop down buttons. So the drop downs buttons are again a very common thing in almost every website. So I'll do a label and color and color and select, name is color and ID is color, and then there is something known as option here. Value is red, it is red color, and this is green and green color, this is blue and blue color. So this red, green and blue will be there in the drop down. I'll save it. See, this drop down is there. I hope everybody seen a drop down. So there is drop down, I can select anything, red, green and blue color. And what is this value? Value is something which will go to the backend. You soon see how it goes to the backend. So this red, green and blue. So this red color, green color and blue color will not go. Red, green and blue will go. Okay, so this is there. Now we are going to look into some more thing in a forms, because forms is not yet complete. Okay, so forms is the main part. Okay, so here, so now we are going to do the, yeah, so I'm going to do a div, and so there are some more things which you are going to learn here. Okay, so h4 and what do you own, right? And here, come here and do a input type is check box. So then name equal to vehicle 1 and value equal to bike and ID equal to bike. So where is the label? Label you can give afterwards also. Okay, so label I'll give afterwards, and this is a bike and bike, and it will show like this. If I give a label afterwards, generally in a checkbox we give the label afterwards on it. So checkboxes are what? So this may be vehicle 2, this is a car, so this is a car, so this is a car, and this is a car. So I will save it. Okay, so it is showing like this. What do you own? Bike or a car? And you can select not one, but you can select both of them. You can select both of them. You can select. Okay, so it is like this. You can select both of them. Okay, so what is this? These things like this drop down and this check boxes. Okay, drop down and check boxes. Amazon. No, okay, so if you go to amazon.com, what you can see, amazon.com, if I go, so see, this is a drop down. So this is a drop down. So I'm giving this example. So what is this? Like this is a drop down is there. You can select from here. So this is a drop down. Okay. And now what is this? What is this check boxes and all? Okay, so check boxes and all. Okay, so this, if you go here and if I search for checkbox, search for this, so you'll see this lot of this checkboxes are coming. So I can select Lenovo, then it will show Lenovo, and if I select something else like HP, it will show this. So this is what the checkboxes and drop down are. I hope all of you have seen all both of these things, checkboxes and drop down. And that is what we have created here, checkboxes and drop down. See, the checkboxes are like that. You can select multiple things in the checkbox. You can select multiple things. Now I'm going to tell the next thing, which is now the radio box. Okay, radio box is something I think I cannot show right now, because when you have logged in to when you've logged in the Facebook, you might have given something known as a, let me tell, H4. You might have given gender when you have logged in into Facebook. Okay, registered into Facebook, not logged in, registered into the Facebook first time. You have to give a gender there. So gender cannot be multiple. Okay, so you have to take only one input from the user. So here I will use the radio box. Okay, I will use the radio. Okay, so then name equal to gender, and value equal to male, and id equal to email. I'll do. Okay, then I'll do a label, and for I will do a mail, and this I'll do a mail. Okay, for value id is mail is okay. Then I will come here and I'll do a female, 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 and female, and this will be other. Okay. 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 Like this I'll do. So now I will save it. See, it will come like this. So what is the difference between checkbox and a radio box? Checkbox and a radio box, the difference is that I can select like multiple. I can select like this. Okay, if I select one thing, the other thing will be deselected. So that is the difference. Okay, checkbox I can select multiple, but here I cannot select multiple. And one more difference is there. So that is what is the difference is there. All of you might have seen this radio boxes. So what is the another difference? See, here the name is like vehicle 1 and vehicle 2. They are different because they are treated as different by HTML. But if you see here, like in this gender, if you see, the name is same for all the genders. The name is same, and it because radio boxes are also treated as a radio box group. Okay, so that is there, and we're done with most of the things here, but still forms are not done, because forms are like the main thing of a web app. Okay, so there are some more types are there, because in HTML version 5 there were some more types were introduced. Okay, so I should take you all through this soon. And one thing is there, this please don't go through this W3C site to learn more about HTML. HTML is something which you should not learn much. It should hardly take you 1 or 2 days. Concentrate on CSS. CSS is much important. Okay, so this site is anyway like this. I will take all the important things from here also. From this link also I will take all the important things. Most of the things I've covered. So there is this, maybe I'll take this input type color. Okay, input type color I'll take. So what is this input type color? I'll come here and do a br, and then a div, and then a like this label is the save color. If I go here, see what will happen. All this amazing thing are coming in this your HTML because of HTML version 5. So these are the new things which are done. Okay, so that is there, and so if I can select a different color from here. Okay, so Google form was already given earlier, so please we are not going to give the Google form again. So it was there in this chat only. You just scroll it and you can find it. Okay, so we're not going to give it again. Okay, so that is there, and so like this color. So input type color, see how powerful it is. Input type color, I can give this, get this nice thing in which I can select the color. So that is the input type color. So now the next thing is there. So this is very powerful, input type date, and this is something which all of you might have seen. This input type date, all of you might have seen. Okay, so br is there, and then div I'll do, and do a label and birthday. So this input type date is there. Input type date is there. I'll save it. Input type date. See why it is powerful. See, before 2015, this feature actually came in 2015. Before 2015, what used to happen? This used to be very complicated, and now you see this thing in almost every website. You go to your like naukri.com. In naukri.com, you will have to give your date of birth. You have to give a date of birth. So how do you give a date of birth? You give your date of birth through a calendar like this. You give your date of birth through a calendar like this. See, so nice feature is there like that. You can give the complete calendar here. Like you can give a date of birth like here, and we have not created any code for it. Before 2015, we have to create a lot of code in JavaScript for this thing. Okay, so nowadays you can just go here and do a input type input type date I'll do, and I will get the date. The birth date is coming. So simple is that. Now another very important thing is there, which is again used in sites like naukri.com and all, which is the input type file. Input type file is again very important. So we are going to see that also. Okay, so these three things are something which are very important, and I will do br here and do div here, and then I'll paste it. I'll save it. See, select a file. Input type file is there. So if I see this input type file, so choose a file. Again, naukri.com, you have to upload your resume. If you remember, upload your resume. So upload your resume comes like this. You can select anything like this. You can select anything. So again, it has become very easy. Okay, so these are the something. So these are all the things which we have done. Now we have done all these things. Now we have to submit this form. So how to submit this form? So I will again do br and I will do a div, and here there is something known as input type of submit, and value equal to send. So see, this is a button. Input as submit creates a button, and value, whatever value you give, it will be happening here. So input as submit is a special kind of a button is there. Okay, so that is there. And now what will happen if I submit this form? If I click here, so let me first fill everything like this. I'll fill, then this is good blue color by car male, like some red color, this 13, choose a file, this one only, and then see closely because we don't have time. We have to start the CSS also. So I will send this. I'll click on this send. See what will happen here and here. I will send it. See, the thing is that if you have seen closely, the page got refreshed and something got sent here. So let me cut it and let me come here, and maybe inside this form I'll paste it. Okay, see how it got sent. As I was telling, I'm going to tell how it is going to send to the backend. Generally this is the way it used to send. Okay, so there are see this name Nabindu is going. So what is this name? This name is something which I have given here. Then this age is also going like this. Then this message is going with this plus because there are spaces. Color is going as this name is the color is going as blue. This thing, it is not going as blue color, it is going as color. Then this vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 are going differently in the checkbox. Vehicle 1 and vehicle 2 are going differently. Then your gender is going as 1, gender is male, a favorite color, birthday, my file, all these things are going. So this is how it will go, and I will comment this out so that it is not being shown here. So that is about it. Okay, so one more thing. So like you might have seen, this input type submit is there, which is sent, but we have like a normal button tag also is there. Okay, so button tag is there, and button tag comes with this button. Okay, so click me, I'll do, and I will save it. See, this button will be created, but this button is like I click, nothing will happen. This input type submit is a special kind of button which is which is only there in a form. When I click on it, see this page gets refreshed, and some data it's sent to the backend. Okay, so it is like a special kind of a button, and all these button logics are generally added with the JavaScript. So now we see the last topic here in your HTML before starting with CSS, and which is like any website is like not complete without an image. So we'll say the image tag, and there are two ways to show image. One is that you can add some image directly in this and you can show it, and another way is to show the it through the image link. So image from where I will take, I cannot take image from anywhere, or else my YouTube channel will get banned. So this copyright things are a very big thing for us. So I will go take it from this unsplash.com, which is from free you can take. So and I cannot take some Google image. So that's what I was telling. So let me do maybe laptop. I'll search for laptop, and these are all royalty free images. So I will go here and I will download free. Maybe I will do the medium version of it. So I will download it for free, and I will come here and I will create a new folder like images folder, and show in finder. Maybe I will name it like unsplash.jpg, and then I will drag it directly in the images. You can do like this also, drag it directly in the images, and so yes, okay. So this has been there. So how to show the image tag? Okay, so image tags are like img, and it contains two things: images and this source and alt. So what is source? Source, you have to give the source of the image. So it's source of the image is like this. This is the images folder, and then this is that. So I will write laptop. Okay, okay. So like this alt, save it. See my big image has been shown, but this is quite big image, and this I have to scroll it. So we don't have much control in the HTML. Maybe I can give the width equal to 600 and height equal to 400. I can do and save it. So it will be shown like, okay. So this click me is coming beside it, because all of these are also inline elements. So maybe I will do a break row here. It is shown like this. Okay, 600 by 400. As I told, there is another way to give the images, not through like this laptop. Okay, so maybe I'll close this thing, and the other way is I will come here. I'll come here and right click, and I will right click here and we go copy image address. Copy image address. You can do it in any image. Copy image address I'll do. I will save it. This will give some big copy image address, and then maybe I'll write a MacBook, because it seems like a MacBook. So MacBook I'll write. I'll save it, and see it is shown like this. Okay, it is shown like this. So this is what is all about it. But what is this alt? So everything is done. What is this alt actually? So this alt is something which will be displayed if somehow this image is not being shown. So you all might have seen like some websites which have a lot of images. Suddenly some internet issue is there, which happens to a lot of people. Then a broken image is being shown. So how does broken image is being shown? Broken image is shown because of that. So maybe I will make this broken by making it wrong. So sometimes also developers do some mistakes and splashes which is not there. I'll save it. See, this laptop has been shown, this laptop alt, and this broken image is shown. So this is all about it. So actually I am done with the HTML. So let me one sec, let me do a bit of setup, because the next we will have Mawsum. Okay, next we'll have Mawsum showing the CSS. Okay, one sec, new folder. I'll do some setup for him. CSS Basics. So CSS Basics will be done from here, and I will even drag this folder here, and okay. So Now Mosam will take CSS as I told, and after the CSS, your Hari will take JavaScript, and then we'll have something is there. Okay, at the end. Okay, so that is there, and thank you. And now Mosam will take, and
So, a warm welcome to all of you, and I hope you all have enjoyed by here. So, we all are a part of TOWD where we are taking all these sessions. And 1 second. So, today we have a boot camp. We have a free boot camp where we will be providing everything free. The certificates will be free. The learnings will be free. It contains the HTML basics, CSS basics, and the JavaScript basics, which we will be covering today. And there will be two attendance form. Let me tell you once again, there will be two attendance form which you all need to fill in order to get the participation certificate. And yeah, webinar certificate will be available for only those candidates who fill both the attendance form. So first attendance form link is already being shared in the YouTube live chat. Those who have not filled, please fill right here right now. Second attendance form will be shared in this YouTube live chat only, but I don't know when, because it's a system driven process. System will automatically push the attendance in the live YouTube chat. So for this, you need to be there with the video so that you can get the learnings, you can get the chance to get the participation certificate. And also those who have not their LinkedIn profile, I request you all to, in case you can create your LinkedIn profile, you can do it. It does not take hardly more than 5 minutes. And in case you do not have your LinkedIn profile, please create after some time or after some days as per your comfort, because LinkedIn is nowadays a very 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 powerful tool. And third most important thing, in case you don't have a LinkedIn profile, and we have option in the Google form, so you can mention that I don't have a LinkedIn profile, so that will not create any harm. So okay. So let us start with the CSS. CSS basics. Okay, so it is already being done now. So as you all know, HTML, after HTML, CSS is a must thing which you all need to know. Why? Because CSS will help you out to make your website decorative, responsive, and feel good. Because without CSS, your website will not look beautiful at all, not look awesome, not look attractive. Because these things, attraction is a very powerful tool which you all can build with the help of CSS. So I just want to say one thing, that my voice clear, screen clear, all clear. Shall we go ahead? Please confirm. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, good evening. So, is my voice and screen sharing clear? Shall I go ahead? See how, see the activeness. Font is not visible proper. So font is blur or what? Small. So there are two things. So let me increase the font size. Just confirm me if it is visible or not visible, or it is not clear. Yeah, thanks, Ayushman. Yeah. Okay, so let's go with CSS now. CSS is the most demanding skill which you all need to know for a better future if you are looking your future in web development. Okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. These are the four basic things you all need to know. After that, there are so many things, but these four things are the basic things which you need to know. So now let us start with CSS. So what is CSS? CSS is basically a cascading style sheet. So CSS is the CSS basically is CSS. The full form of CSS is cascading style sheet, which is used to actually decorate your websites, make your websites look beautiful. Because if you know, CSS is HTML and CSS is a part of W3 schools, and this is being covered by them only. And small. So I've increased the font size. I can say you can have a better view now. So let us create a basic HTML file. And let me tell you one thing. The extension of an HTML file is .html and the extension of CSS file is .css. Fine. So now, if you know, you all have a basic idea that how to download VS Code, how to do the setup with the live server. Now, what we will be doing, we will be creating. Just tell you one thing very important. I will be taking things more on a practical note rather than on a theoretical note, so that you will be able to get the things understood. Okay, we don't want you to mug up the things. We just want you to link the things so that you are in a position to recall. Fine. So this is index.html and this is style.css. .html is an extension of HTML file. .css is an extension of CSS file. So here if you see, okay, so let us start with the basic HTML skeleton. Okay, and here we will write CSS Basics. So let us control and save it and open this with the live server so that we will have an idea what how it is coming. Okay. Okay, fine. So now there are three ways in which you can add CSS. Fine. There are, yeah, thanks, Xavier. Is it visible? So there are three ways in which you can add CSS. First one is inline, second one is internal, and the third one is external. So let us start with how you can show your CSS with the inline. So let us have a H1 and second we have H2. Sorry. And third one is external. So there are three ways, as I've told you: inline, internal, and external. As I've saved it, by default comes here. So now what I will be doing, I will show you how to add these three type of CSS in your HTML file, or I can say in a HTML element. As the name says, inline means in the same line. Okay, so this is being applied directly to the HTML element. So you have style, and in this style you will write one second. background color, and here we will write inline. So we have given the background color as aqua. Okay. So here, as I've told you, inline means in the same line. So in the same line, we can apply CSS directly to an HTML element. That's what we did here. Okay. So this is an example of inline CSS. Second one is the internal CSS. Internal CSS is being applied here in the head to the HTML. So here we have style, and in this style we will be applying this to H2. One second. So here this style we use H2. One second, something is going wrong here. One second. So we will have one second, and this H2 something is wrong here. I didn't predict why it is not working fine. There might be system. Some upgradation is might be going on in the system. That's why it is not coming. So one second. We use the H2. The back. Let's use the color as. We will use a color in a different format. We will use hash 4800. Fine. So let us see. Okay. So there might be some changes going on in VS Code. Just stuck again and again. Video got stuck again and again. I didn't find there is net issues from your side. So I didn't find like any kind of net issues is there. So in case if it is there, can someone please confirm that they are also facing net issues? Because I didn't find any kind of net issues there. Yeah, we have a dedicated high-speed broadband line. So I request you all to please just have a look at you are current in a good network condition or not. So here In the inline CSS, we apply the HTML directly to the HTML. We apply CSS directly to the HTML element. This is HTML element, and in the internal we apply the CSS here to the HTML file. And now there is a third thing which is called as the external. No issue. Yeah, thanks Atul. No net issue. Yeah, thanks Aishan. So and in the third part, which is the external, in this external file, in this external, as the name says, external means externally you are creating, you are putting or you are adding CSS and link those CSS to the HTML file. So that's what we are here for. So here, let us start with the external, and let us change the background color again in a different pattern. So we will use the RGB, and here we will give the range as 255 100 and 0. So this is somewhat like of this color, but as soon as I am saving it is not coming here. Why? Because as I've told you, externally we are creating something and we are linking this to the, sir, body tag में to है already, might be due to that. No, now it is fine. Yeah, now it is fine. Now it's corrected. So okay. So now we will be link. Okay, so body tag में h2. So Shiv, why? Because this is an external CSS, and in this external CSS we need to link this thing. So we will be using a link tag, and here it comes. So what is this link tag? Link tags contains a rel style sheet and href. So href contains the name of the file which we have created, which is the style.css. If you create any file name like hello.css, so you need to write the file name here as hello.css. Fine. So this is a link tag which links the HTML to the CSS. Now going back to the CSS part, so if you have noticed here, I have only added colors to all the three type of CSS. Okay, I have only added colors, but the addition of colors is also in a different pattern. How? Because here I have written aqua, here I have in the internal I have used hash pattern, and in this h3 I have uses the I have added the color in a RGB pattern. Why? I can write the colors the same type, the same kind of format in all the three, but I didn't use it. Why I didn't use it? Because I need to tell you all that there are three ways in which you can add color to a CSS. Because CSS contains only color, CSS is a proper, CSS is a thing that is being most colorful type of thing. So that is why there are three ways in which you can add colors also. So let us start with the first one. First one, as the name says, aqua. So simply typing the name of the color like aqua, red, green, blue, black, violet, purple, you can write, simply type the name of the color. But there are, I can say, around 140 color names. There are 140 color names which you can simply write it down, and the name and the color appearance will show in the CSS. Fine. But 140 is not so enough. So another pattern is being introduced which is called as the hexadecimal color system. As I can say, maximum or some of you or most of you are from the engineering background, or you might have learned the number system. So in this number system, there are hexadecimal number system which starts from hash and have the range starts from 0 to 9 and A to F. So it contains a combination of alphanumeric. So that is why in order to add the more type of colors, so the hexadecimal number system pattern is being adopted here also. Now, the third one is the RGB pattern. What is RGB pattern? RGB stands for red, green, and blue. 1 minute. Sorry. So RGB pattern stands for RGB means red, green, and blue. So again, it has a range starts from 0 to 255. Starts from 0 to 255 means 0 means black, 255 means white. So let us have a basic idea of these things what we have learned now. So here I suggest you to refer the site in order to get the idea of how many colors are there. So for this we have HTML color picker, and it is being, as I told you, it is being managed by the W3 school. So W3 school have this HTML color picker, so you can select any color and the color code is there for your ready reference in the hexadecimal pattern or in the RGB pattern. And now what is this HSL? HSL means hue, H for hue, HUE hue, S for saturation, L for lightness. So hue contains the color, saturation contains the sharpness, L means lightness contains the brightness. Again, it is being used a lot. So let me tell you some interview questions. Out of this inline, internal, and external, which is being used a lot? Inline and external. Fine. And how many types of colors? How many ways you can add color? This is again a very important interview question, is being asked a lot. And so these are the type of colors which you can use. Just copy the code and paste it. Simple. This is for saturation and this is for lightness. So referring to the another site which contains the codes, see, these are the name of the colors which I have been telling you. Around 140 color names are there. So if you click any of this, so the name, this is the code, this is the RGB, HSL, and this is how you can add the colors. It is all about colors and colors and colors. So see, the Indian red, light coral, salmon, like that. Fine. So now, oh, let us move. Let us have some font properties. Let us start with some font properties. For this, I will be removing this thing and also these things, so that now let us have a paragraph and a lorem kind of thing. Lorem 20, or I can use lorem 30. Lorem 30. So I will duplicate this thing in order to show some properties. So here, if you see here, this is a lorem thing which contains a dummy text. Okay. So now let us add some lorem properties, to the lorem here. So let us have some. Okay, before going to these properties, let us have some Google fonts. What are Google fonts here? Because Google fonts CSS is incomplete. So 1 second, 1 second. Okay. So Google fonts. So what are Google fonts? As you know, these days Google is present into your each and every part of life. Okay, so for this, Google have introduced their fonts also. But let me tell you one thing very clearly. In these Google fonts, your web page will look more awesome, more decorative, more attractive compared to the traditional fonts which you have heard about. Okay, so let me tell you one thing very clearly, that with the use of Google Forms, you can make your website very attractive, very beautiful, very decorative, because the traditional fonts which you, if you have remember, the Vedika and Arial, sans serif, Helvetica is the traditional fonts. Now it's a time where Google fonts is being used a lot. So how to add Google font? So let us see some fonts here, and we will add. So let us use this Laura. So this is how your text will look like. So you can have the sizes also, regular 400, regular 400, italic. So for this, let me use this one, and I will be linking these fonts. So I will control C, and so for this, fine. So now let us add this font using the font family property. So as I've told you, these are the traditional fonts which is being available. Okay, so now let us have this Arial Helvetica. So I saved it. Now why these three fonts? Why not one? Because after Arial, Helvetica and Sans Serif are the fallback fonts. What are fallback fonts? Fallback fonts are those. Fallback fonts are those which I can say that they. So let me tell you with an example. Um, these days, there are so many browsers being available: Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and Firefox Developer Edition, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge. So that there are possibilities that Google Chrome does not support Arial. Okay, so for this we have given the next available font, which is the Helvetica. So Google will automatically pick up this Helvetica font. So if there is a scenario that Safari does not support Arial and Helvetica, so for this reason we have given the next available font, which is the sans serif. So it will automatically pick up the sans serif font. Fine. So that is the use of these next two available fonts which we have given. These are called as the fallback fonts. Fine. Now, in this, what we will do, we have added the Laura font here. So, how to add? Simple. See, it looks different now. Or let me have the 1 second. Let me comment out this. Or 1 second, 1 second. Leave it. Okay, so now let's add some more font properties. So font size will be 30px, so it looks like this. Now we have the font weight property of bold, so it is it looks like this also. Now, uh, line height is again a property. Let us have 1.2 rem, or let me change it to 4.2 rem. So line height is basically the spaces or the gaps between the lines. It usually increase the gaps between the lines. So now let me have another property which is called as the text decoration to uh, underline. So you can have underline across all, text transform to uppercase. So it looks like that. And we have another property which is called as the letter spacing. Okay, so we can add the space, we can increase the space between letters also. So we will use 0.2 em. So if you can notice here, the space is also being increased. Now we have another property is called as word spacing. We will use as 0.1 em. Let me use 0.5 em. Fine. So these are some basic font properties which you all need to know. So font family, this is the first main font. These are the fallback fonts. Font size, increase the font size of the fonts. Font weight, increase the thickness of the font. Line height, increase the gaps between the lines. Text decoration, underline, strike through, overline. There are so many available values you need to pick. Source code available होगा sir. Source code will not be available, just it is for your learning purpose, and you cannot do anything with this code here. These are all basics which we will be covering in only 3 hours. So after some time I will hand over this session to the her to Hari. He will go you through the JavaScript part. What is EM and yeah, I will tell you, Aishwan, I will tell you here. Okay, so oh no, what is EM, REM, and PX? If you have noticed here, I have used PX, REM, and EM. So these three are basically the units of measurement. If you have gone through some grocery shop, you will buy oil in liters, you will buy sugar in kgs, you will buy something in something. So that something to buy in something is called as a unit of measurement, because here px, rem, and em are basically the units of measurements. Percentage is also a unit of measurement, but is not being used a lot. So now again, interview question: what is the most important unit of measurement is, and it which is being used a lot? So px is being used a lot, and rem after that. Percentage is also being used, but that depends upon the requirement. And one more important thing in inline, internal, and css, which is the most powerful css. So inline is the most powerful because instantly there itself you can apply the css. You no not need to go to the head, you no not need to go to the external css file. Internally, then and there you can apply the css. So inline is the most powerful, and the most being used type of css is external, after that inline, after that inline. Internal is not being used like that. So coming back to units of measurement, there are three units of measurement. Example is there in front of you: px, rem, and em. What is this px? Px stands for pixel. As you all know these days, pixel, you are having your mobile phones which contains of px. Px stands for pixel only. Second one is the em. The output of em depends upon the value of the div. We will come after some time, but the basic part of the div is being taken up by in the html. And rem is again a unit of measurement which works independently. Okay, it works independently but EM depends upon the parent, the unit of the parent. But REM works upon the independently, like what is being used by the PX. Now, moving on to the next thing, which is called as a CSS selector. If you know here, this P is a selector, this is a property, the entire thing is a property. This font size, font weight, line weight, text decoration, text transform, letter spacing is called as a property. And this thing, after this colon 30px, bold 4.2 rem, underline, uppercase are basically the value. Fine. This is an interview question. What is selector? What is property? What is declaration? What is value? So this is a selector. Entire thing is a property, declaration, and value. Now, moving on to the next thing, which is called as the classes and IDs. So, what are classes and what are IDs? Classes and IDs are both are very common thing, and both are used to target any element in the HTML. But same class can be used multiple times, and ID can only be used one times. The main basic difference. This is also being asked by the interviewers if you are applying somewhere. So classes can be used multiple times. Same class can be used multiple times. ID can only be used one time. And one more interview question is there in classes and IDs. I cannot recall right now, but will tell you if I get to know. One second. Okay, fine. So let us start with the class. So here there's a paragraph. So let us give a class of top. And here let us create another paragraph of lorem. Okay, source code will be available in the description here. Sorry, we will arrange for you people. So here let us have, as I have saved it. See, both are different, but there is a common thing being applied here, which is commonly being applied to this P. So if there are hundreds of P's, so 100 of P's, or I can say 100 of paragraphs will use the same kind of thing. So now if I want to target this top paragraph separately, for this I have given a class here. So now what we will do here, we will now see this first paragraph will these styles will be applied to the first paragraph, and the second paragraph use the default style. Now what we will do, we will use ID here. And a very important thing, always copy the name of the class and IDs. Even you know the name, try to copy it. So here hash ID name, and we will use the what we will use here, font size of 20px, fine, and we use a letter spacing of 2.5 em. So this is how you can highlight or you can target class and IDs. Class dot ID hash. Same class can be used multiple times, but id can only be used. I can use this top again and again, but I cannot use this id thereafter. So this is the basic difference between class and IDs. Now moving on to the next topic, which is called as the box model. So box model again is a very important topic and is being asked. So we are covering, I can say, only the important topics here in CSS Basics. So let us create a basic structure for the box model. So here this is a basic structure. Let me use, okay, so this is a line which we will be applying a box model to this line. 1 second. So what is this a box model? Box model, so it resembles some a box type of thing. A model is there, a pattern is there, so you think this is the right. A box model contains of four things. So first one is the content. This is the content. This entire thing is the content. So outside this content we have padding. So let us add the padding of 20 px. So padding is added. Now outside this padding we have a border of, we have a border, and outside this border we have a margin of margin. So this contains, these are the things which are there in the box model. Now let's inspect and, okay, sorry. So for the inspect we need to switch to the Google Chrome. So here let us inspect this thing and we'll get a brief idea of, 1 minute here. So if you see here, this is a content, this is a padding, this is a border, and this is a margin. So this is the box model. So this is the content, padding, border, and margin. See, so this is how you can see the pattern here. Now there are ways in which you can apply the padding and margin. So as I have written 20px, so 20px means top, right, bottom, left. Again 2px border, 2px means 2px here, 2px here, across 2px. Solid means this solid. We have another value which is called as dotted. So this is the dotted here. Black means the color is black. Fine. Now margin 30px. 30px means 30px top, right, bottom, and left. It is all across. Now what we will do here, there are ways in which if we wish to add padding and margin separate along all the sides, we can do that also. So for this we will use padding left 10px, padding right 20px, padding top 30px, and padding bottom 40px. So you can do that also. Similarly, you can use this for margin also. So you can use this for margin left, margin right, margin top, margin bottom. Fine. So this resembles separate padding for separate size. Now again, there is another way in which you can have padding and margin. So let us learn that also. You can have padding of 20p x top bottom and 40p x left and right. So it will apply like that, and you can have margin of 50p x and 60p. 50px will be the top and bottom, 60px will be the left and right. So you can use that also. So these are the ways in which you can apply padding and margin. There are three ways which I have told you just here. And fine. So this is sufficient. So now let us switch on to the next thing, which is called as the styling of list. So for the styling of list, what we will do, we will create a basic HTML structure in order to understand the styling of list. Okay. So let me create a basic structure here. So let us have a div, and inside this div we have a h2, and outside this h2 let us have a unordered list, and in this unordered list we have li li into 5. Okay, fine. So if you have noticed here, there is a shortcut which I have just typed. Hash means we are not allowing this to move anywhere. So cat1, cat2, cat3, cat4. Guys, please do like the video. Here. Likes are very less. Don't forget to like. Also, we have shared the YouTube link also, so you can join the YouTube. Sorry, we have shared the WhatsApp group link also, so you can join the WhatsApp groups also for further updates. And 1 second. Okay, fine. So now, uh, let us have this H2. We will have category, and this is a div. Let us have a class of categories. So this is the basic structure what we have created here. Now what we will doing, we will be picking each and every class and styling and start styling this thing. So now let's copy the class name categories, and here dot categories, and we will use some border of 5p x solid with black color. So and 5 pixels looks very bold, so we'll use 2 pixels. Fine. And what we will do here, we will use the font. Font is Lora, so Lora. So okay, so now we will use some padding. Okay, and so now let's target dot categories header 2. I guess it's header 2 only. H2. Okay, okay, fine. Yes. So now text align center. So it will come in the center, and if so, let us add font size of 20px. So 20x looks very small, so we'll use 50px, 15 or 40. Okay. And what else we can add? So now let's target dot categories, and in this we have unordered list. Okay. So see the sequence. Always follow the sequence. So div h2 ul li and a. Okay. What is padding, Nasir? Padding means space outside the content. Okay. Padding means space outside the content, or I can say around the content, or I can say once again around all the sides, means top down, left and right. Okay. So in this unordered list, we use the list style as none, so the dots will get removed. Now let us give the padding to 0, so that it will come just to the left, and we can have text decoration as none. Okay. Now in this list item dot categories unordered list, inside this we have list item, and we have some padding of, we want some padding in the bottom only, padding in the bottom of say 20px. We will see how it responds. Okay, nice. And what we will use, we will have a border, uh, border in the bottom of 1px dotted with blue color. So it will have like that. And one more thing we can add. So what else we can add here? uh, 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 uh. So one second. So dot categories unordered list item and anchor tag. We will add some margin in the top of 20px. Fine. Now let us have, also we can use the text decoration as none. And now what we will do, we will have some pseudo class property here. So this will be applied to here. Okay. Now what we will do, we will apply some pseudo class properties. So what are these pseudo class properties? So let us have a look. Dot categories, and in this anchor tag we will apply a hover effect which change the background color to yellow. So as soon as I move my mouse on this, the background color will get changed. Fine. So this is the hover effect. So this is how the scaling of disk has been completed. There are so many things you can add as per your imagination, as per your thought. So that's what I look nice to create it. So now I will be handing over the session to Hari. Hari will take you through the JavaScript basics. Fine. So let's us all welcome Hari.
Hello everyone. So I think my voice is audible for all, right? So just give a quick comment if my voice is audible and everything is streamed. Just give a quick comment. We can move on to the JavaScript basics. Is my voice is audible? Yes, voice okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Fine. Okay. Okay, fine. So right now I'm in restream. Okay, so if you see multiple screen, don't worry about that. Okay, so don't don't distract your focus towards the restream. So it will show you multiple screens. So just avoid it. Okay. So I think right now, yeah. Thank you for all. So I think right now you are a handle about what are the basics of web development, like basics, what is about HTML, what is about CSS and all. I hope that you will understand what is the thing. Like we do here, I think the HTML fully is covered, but the CSS, the advanced topics are still there. So here we covered about an idea about how all this works. Okay, so how all this works, and you can get started towards web development after completing this boot camp of boot camps. Okay, so that is the main ideology, because this 3 hours is not able to cover the end in the web development, right? So it is not possible, and if it is possible, so everyone can become a developer in 3 hours, right? So that is why. So the same, like in development process, one of the biggest at logic, like the biggest like we need to see is JavaScript. So it is one of the biggest like how we discuss about HTML and CSS, how it is important. It is the basics and very basic structure, but it is essential. The same like JavaScript is also going to be one of the basic one, but it is efficient and it is an important one in the development field. So wherever you go, you heard script or something related to JavaScript. You whether you heard about JavaScript developer or web developer, or otherwise you heard about some of the frameworks of JavaScript like React.js, Node.js, and Angular.js, Vue.js, jQuery, something like. So anything, these all are something related to JavaScript. So you cannot omit a JavaScript development field. So it is going to be an absolute king for this development field. Okay, so that is what we're going to see now. So before getting into the topics, like the core topic, I just one thing I want to clear is, so I'm going to take this JavaScript class for 30 minutes only. Okay, so we are not going to cover about the, and we are not going to even code for a single line. Okay, so we just going to cover about what is the essential and why JavaScript, what is JavaScript, what is the purpose of JavaScript. So right now you can understand HTML, what is CSS. So what is HTML is doing, what is CSS doing, but most people stuck with what is JavaScript is actually doing, whether JavaScript is needed for my development. So some people are thinking like that. So I am going to teach the even basics things, like where the JavaScript is going. Okay, so where that JavaScript is actually using and where it is contributing the future of, if you learn the JavaScript, what is going to be your future. That is also we're going to discuss now. Okay, so in the 30 minutes, that is even we see about what is JavaScript, that lot more time than the 30 minutes. Okay, so that is why I'm saying, so I just going to clear out what is JavaScript and where we are using and everything. Okay, so fine, I think fine. So because I know that most of the people are new to development, right? So if you're new to development, just give a comment. So if you're new to this development workshop, or right now only you are hearing what is HTML and CSS, I'm just a very beginner in development field, just give a comment like I'm new. Okay, so we will go on to the section. Okay, so the 30 minutes I just going to cover about the purpose of JavaScript. And one more thing, I think the attendance form is already shared, right? So I think the second attendance form is not shared. So those who all fill all the two attendance form, they're going to get only the certificate. Okay, so just understand we are giving attendance form. Yeah, so the reason we are giving attendance form is to identify who are the students who are attending, those who are the students who are attending the entire live boot camp in the YouTube, to identify those to giving attendance form. Okay, so it is auto generated attendance form. It will come anytime in your, maybe at the end it will come, I think the starting it will come. So if you filled already an attendance form, please make sure that you are going to fill the next attendance form also. So 2 attendance form is mandatory to get the certification. Okay, fine. So let's move on to the section. Is this breaking? whether my voice is breaking or it is correct. It's correct for me. Someone me voice is breaking. No, clear. Thank you first. Okay, so we just move on to that. We just move on to the JavaScript fundamentals and why we need it and how JavaScript has been emerged and where it is using. Okay, so I just share my screen. I hope that my OneNote is visible for all, right? Is my screen is visible for all? Yeah. Okay, so we go into this JavaScript. So if you see JavaScript, if someone says JavaScript, so what is actually JavaScript? If you go and search it in Google, or if you go and somewhere else, and you can see JavaScript, the client side language, client side scripting language. They refer something like this. They go and say something like client side scripting language, something like this. So what is this? We go with the basic thing. Why JavaScript is called as client side scripting language? What is client? What is scripting? What is language? So everything we're going to cover here. So if we take web development, so that is actually two parts. So one is going to be the front end part, and another one is going to be the back end part. So what is mean by the front end part? So the front end part is nothing but what we are seeing in a website, that is called as front end part. So then what is back end part? So back end part is nothing but the logic that behind this website functioning, that is called as back end part. So I think most is to get a doubt, right? So what is front, what is back end? Let's go and quick just give one live example here. So I just go for a Google and I just say Wikipedia. I just go for Wikipedia. So it is good. So if I go for Wikipedia, consider this Wikipedia is going to be whatever I am seeing. So it is considered. So what we are seeing a logo, we are seeing an image, we are seeing a heading, we are seeing an ad, we are seeing a heading, we are seeing a paragraph, we are seeing an anchor tag and hyperlink, and we are seeing a list tag is there, and some color changes. So whatever thing we are just seeing as a client, which means as an end user. So I am an end user who is using this Wikipedia, right? So whatever thing I am able to see, this is called as front end. So what are the technologies that involved in front end? I hope that you will remember that. So the front technology is HTML and CSS, right? So this is responsible for all this image, wordings, this underline, and something like this input box, this hyperlink, and some logo here they are mentioning, and this box and everything that's handled by this HTML, right? So this is handled by HTML. So then what about CSS? So if I say CSS, just look at this alignment. So you can see the logos aligned in the top left corner, and you can see the input is aligned perfectly. You can see a blue color line is there, and a box with the two margins is there, and neat margin, line spacing, and everything is there. These all are this design part is take care of CSS. So HTML is for the base structure and CSS is for the design. So design our website. So without CSS, the HTML looks ugly. So because it only shows the content as it is, right? I use the CSS in the top of this HTML. Then what happened? Then it gives a neat, whatever we are giving, it will use a neat margin padding. So that is what the CSS do. Okay, so this is called as front end. Okay, so this is called as front end, and otherwise called as client side. What is client side? Okay, so what we are doing, we are just simply seeing, right? So we can able to simply see this website, right? To simply see this website, and we can just scroll it, and whatever the information we can see it. What if I want to make this website to run some logic? Here you can go, and in the search bar I type git and I search for it. You can see the page is get reloaded. It takes some time, and it will shows which is related to what I search, right? So I search for git. So what it does, it gives the result for the git, right? it just gives the result for get. This is called as backend. What happening means, if I give, you can see what is that, if I give get, then what happened, this response, this request, it is considered as a request, it is taken by a server, it is taken by a server. Okay, so what the server they are using, the server is taken and server go and check with the database. So what is database? So database is something like a storage unit. It is considered a unit like a double, like we can store all our information, okay, like that. Okay, so it is a storage unit. It will check whether, it will scan the entire and will check whether anything that related to Git is or not. If it is available, there are some logics that just leave it, just understand the basics. If some relationship, some similarities, whatever the request is searching, it is available there, then what happened, that information is taken from the database and it is taken by the server and it sends the response. So whatever we are typing in Google, in any website, what happening, back end some work is happening. So to scanning this, to fetching some things, so what happened, this page is get reloaded and it takes some time, right? So if I go here and I say something like G or gray, something like this, then what happened, you can see the page is loading, which means that it is go and work with the database and it will send the information and all the information that is related to be getted. So this is back, this back work a client is cannot see, right? So a client work is not able to, so this is considered as a back end. So this is called a server side. Okay, this is otherwise a server side rendering, server side work. Okay, so this is called as backend, the logic behind the website, and this is called as the front end, whatever we are seeing like the image, the picture, everything comes here. Okay, so this is also called as client side. Okay, so now come to JavaScript. Now we come to JavaScript. Okay, if I go for JavaScript, what I say, JavaScript is going to be an client side scripting language. So what is meant by client side? We have front, we have back end. This is server side, this is client side. So front end is what it will do. It will create a neat, aligned website that is look pleasant for the end user, right? For end, right? So what are the technologies already involved? HTML and CSS. Then what is about JavaScript? Then what is about JavaScript? So JavaScript is all client side, but we don't see, we only see HTML and CSS, we only see JavaScript. So then what is JavaScript? You have a doubt, right? So just imagine by using HTML and CSS, it is enough site. The answer is yes, it is enough to build a website, but the website is only static. So what is mean by stick? So we can able to only see that, we are not able to interact with the web. For example, I want a live response from you guys. Just give in a, I think your internet connection is slow. Where is the second example? Ajay, like my internet connection is very good. I think the host will reply to me. He just made me check your internet connection. I think that's fine. And the attendance form will be generated within 15 to 20 minutes. You will get it. Okay, so I just go and say triple. That is a website. Okay, so any other site, whatever you want to go, you just go and say. So I just go for a website called triple. I just need an view. You people, this live you attended the entire HTTP. Just yeah, I think some disturbance in the network, right? No problem. Hereafter you won't cut. You won't get the disturbance. Okay, so you can see that, you can see this is an website, right? So there'll be a website. Just think by using HTML, so we can create an logo. We can able to create this we can able to create this nav bar. It is possible. Yes, we can able to create. We can able to create this something called as, here you can see an alignment, neatly aligned padding margin, whatever you learned, right? The flex box, grid box. I think, hope that will not available, but you can see this alignment all happen, right? We can able to do this by using HTML and CSS, right? Whether it is possible, we can able to do this by using HTML and CSS, we can able to do this, and by using HTML and CSS, we can able to do this, right? So it is possible. It is possible to create something like this. You can see if I click this button, a drop down is coming, right? If I click this button, a drop down is coming. I'm saying if I click the button, you can see a new element is created, and this element we can be able to show some of the elements like popular, newsworthy, and marketplace. So you see, we see by using HTML and CSS we can able to create. The answer is no, right? We are not able to create that. So you can go for filter. Filter is available, like it asks for some tags, and it asks for some colors, and it asks for some drop down. It is not possible, right? So then what is handling this? This is called as JavaScript. So JavaScript is responsible. And one more thing you need to notice, that if I clicking here, I'm making an interaction with that website, but you can see that page is not get reloaded, which means it is not something that related to backend. We already see that if something that related to backend, if I want to work with the database and the server, the page will get reloaded. But here you can see, if I click this button, you can see some drop down is opening. This is we are not able to create. How can we in non-HTML and CSS we are not able to program. If someone clicks this button, you need to view this. How? That is done by JavaScript in front end. Okay, so and also here you can see that is done by JavaScript. If I open something, like you can see it will, if I click this, you can see some person's dribble sound is opening, and this it will create another website, like it will create another alignment, and related to that it will create it, right? So how this has happened? JavaScript. So if I click this into cross, you can see the cross sign, right? So if I click this, what will happen? If I click this cross sign, it will get deleted, right? It will get removed from the screen. How it is happening? This is happened by using JavaScript. Okay, so these things. So voice is breaking too much. Whether it's my voice is breaking, I think now it's fine, right? Because my connection, it is good. Okay, so if again it gets breaking, just give a okay. So JavaScript is responsible for the interactivity and making dynamic for your website. So just imagine if you don't get this button, you just, what we do, if we don't have any interactive, if I click this, not open. If I click this add to cart button, you can see, give your name and description and entire purpose, right? So I just click a create account, that will backend. If I click this, it will get removed. This interactivity will not happen, okay, anymore. Will not happen. Just imagine, without JavaScript, how the website will be look. The website will look like a blog site. You can go and you can see what is that. That's it. That only it performs. So with JavaScript only, you can make the website dynamic. So the answer is simple. So JavaScript, if I say front end, if I say front end, you can see HTML is going to be the base and CSS is going to be the design. And what is JavaScript doing? JavaScript is used to manipulate this entire HTML and this CSS. It can able to create an element, like if I click the button and pop up, a drop down is opening, which means it creating an element, right? So and it can able to delete. It can, by manipulating means whatever the essential thing we can able to do, everything it will be happy we can do with JavaScript, right? So it can create an HTML element, it can delete an element. So what is mean by delete an element? You can see, and cross mark is there. If I click this, that entire tag get removed. So that is called as deleting an element. And the simple example is your Amazon add to cart or any e-commerce add to cart button. So if I click the add to cart button, what will happen? The entire tag is taken and it will go for the add to cart button. If I click the delete there, it will get deleted, which means it just created an HTML, an image tag and all. So just imagine, this is going to be my add to cart button. Here it's going to be image, it is going to be my title, it is created by h1, and it is going to be price created by something like paragraph tag or h3 tag, something like this. And here we have quantity, here we have drop down box. So in this drop down box we have JavaScript. If I click this, you can select the quantity, so it will show 1 2 3 something like that, right? So we can select, so by using HTML also we can able to do, just remove that. And here you can have an option called delete. If I just click this, what happened, this element get deleted from the add code page, right? So where that interaction is happened by JavaScript. So simply JavaScript is responsible for manipulating the HTML and CSS. We can create an element, delete an element, and we can able to append an element, and so many things. We can change the style, and simply how it manipulate the CSS. For example, if you go for any pages in a website, you can see switching to dark mode and light mode, right? So the recent social media apps has both dark mode and light mode. If you click a button, the entire background is changed to black. If you click that same button, what happened, it entire background is changed to white, right? So how it is happening, so black and white, it is background color, right? So that is responsible for css only take care of the design part, right? It is only take care of the design part, right? So this manipulation is also done by JavaScript. Someone clicks this, wait for the call. If someone clicks this, you need to change the call to background, so it is manipulating CSS, right? So this part, and we can change the attribute, we can change the image, everything. So this JavaScript is giving live for the website. It gives the life, it makes the page dynamic. Without JavaScript, what will happen, just look out before 1995's websites. Whatever you are clicking in a website, it will get reloaded, which means it is running something background activities. If you just imagine, like if you like the button, it will get the reload. If you comment a button and click post, and the page will get reload. And if you post something, that page will get reload. And if you delete, if I delete the add to cart button, then what happened, the page will get reload, right? So every time we only work with the backend, and that is not we really want. And most of the interactivity will not be happen without JavaScript. Okay, so this is actually where JavaScript is using. But why JavaScript? So, and the history, what is JavaScript? JavaScript in 1995, it is introduced by Netscape. Okay, it is introduced by Netscape, and there is no correlations between JavaScript and Java. JavaScript is a scripting languages. There is no correlations between them. Okay, so it is a scripting language, and you have a doubt like whether to introduce this dynamic city JavaScript is popular. The answer is no. Okay, the answer is no. So to bring a drop down menu, to delete a cart, that is why JavaScript is popular. The answer is no. So nowadays, where we can use JavaScript, so you can see in web development we have two things, what is front and we have backend. So in front end, you know that JavaScript is used, right? So JavaScript is take care of the interactivity, it is take care of the dynamicity of a website. So to make a website dynamic, we need to use this JavaScript. Okay, so we need to use this, just a minute, JavaScript. Yeah, so the second attendance is here. You can fill it the attendance, so don't miss the attendance, otherwise you won't get in any other place. Okay, so in front end you can use the JavaScript. And what about backend? So whether I can control the server, like the request and response, right? JavaScript nowadays, by using a runtime environment called as Node.js, we can able to use JavaScript. And by using something called as VR and AR, it means virtual reality and augmented reality, like you can see some of the Instagram features, like you can change to an lion face, you can change your face to a rabbit face, you can get an sunglasses, that are called as VR and AR. Like this is virtual reality, something that MetaMask introduced. And augmented reality, what you are working with your mobile phone, like that sunglasses, that everything in social media, a tiny part we can able to do using JavaScript. And what we can do, we can introduce JavaScript in robotics, we can introduce JavaScript in something called as Web3, the blockchain. Most people consider this as a future of the website. Okay, so the decentralized website blockchain, we can able to create that. So it has a very vast future. Okay, so that is why everywhere you are going, JavaScript is being one of it's working as an essential part in the development. And in development field, you can see, if you learn a single language JavaScript, if you learn a single language JavaScript, you can be able to work with both the front end and also for the back end, which means you can become a full stack developer if you learn JavaScript. Okay, so and most people think that JavaScript is tough. So the answer is yes, but also no. So where JavaScript is tough. So JavaScript is tough when you understand the core JavaScript. Okay, so what is meant by core JavaScript? You need to understand like how JavaScript is functioning, how JavaScript is working, all those things. It takes at least 2 years to work on with JavaScript. But JavaScript for front end, okay, so JavaScript is essentially came for front end. Like if you want to be a web developer, you want to only front end developer, then JavaScript has been easy for you. Okay, it is very easy. So what are the topic you need to learn in JavaScript is, in JavaScript you need to understand the basic syntax, like what is the syntax of JavaScript. In wherever the programming language you go, it has some common basic concepts, like if you go for Java, if you go for Python, whatever the programming language you will see the basic concept, like what is variable, what is data types, what is loops, what is conditional rendering, what is function, what is array, what is object, some of the basic things is available. Okay, so you need to learn this basics to understand the syntax and how JavaScript is performing. Okay, so then what you need to do, you need to work with DOM. Okay, so learning a programming language is very easy, but implementing a programming language is tough. Learning Python is easy, but implementing Python in somewhere like data science, ML, that is tough. Learning JavaScript is easy, but implementing in a development field, that is what we need. So this DOM is nothing but document object manipulation. This is actually responsible for the like this is going to be a language, and this DOM operation is responsible for implementing those JavaScript language in an manipulation. So by using DOM only, we can able to create an element, delete an element. In simple terms, we can say using HTML and CSS, we can able to manipulate. So by using DOM only, we can able to manipulate these elements. Okay, so these you need to learn, and something called as ES6 concept you need to learn. So what is ES6? So ES6 is nothing but it is the advanced JavaScript. So each language has its a newer version, right? The same like JavaScript has its newer version, that is called as ES6. You just need to learn that. Okay, so that is actually Java. That is all about JavaScript you need to learn. Okay, so then you have an answer like why JavaScript, why I want to learn JavaScript instead of learning other programming languages, something like Java. We have Python, we have C++, and most people say JavaScript is not a language, it is just a client-side scripting language. The answer is yes. When it introduced in 1995, a scripting language. But right now we can able to work with the front end, we can able to work with back end by using the environment. Though it is not officially considered as a programming language, we can able to do whatever the programming language will do. And something like if you take Python, what are the job opportunities for development field in Python? You have a job opportunity for Python developer, you have a job opportunity for something called as a backend developer, you have Django developer, something like that. There is some file list, that's it. But if you learn the one language JavaScript, if you learn the one language JavaScript, then what it would be. So you can learn the frameworks. So in the frameworks we have React, which is more popular. You can go and search it. You can get React is one of the most popular framework. If you learn React, you can able to crack a job in any startup and midterm companies. So React is going to be his framework, and you can apply for Angular jobs. We can apply for Vue jobs. So the only thing is, if you learn the core JavaScript, you can able to understand what is React, what is Angular, and what is Vue. And you can apply for front-end developer jobs. You can apply for back-end developer jobs. You can apply for Marin Stack developer job if you learn React. If you apply for Mean Stack developer job, like the top man companies are out there, they're asking for man companies like that. You can apply for that, and you can apply for even JavaScript developer is there. You can apply for this. So many things. Okay, so that is why JavaScript is needed. So if you learn JavaScript for front end, okay, so that is enough. So for front end, we just actually need the basic program languages, and also we need the basic understanding of the basic concept of programming languages and basic understanding of the DOM. Okay, so that is enough to become a front-end developer, and later on you can improve yourself in the JavaScript, and then you can learn all these things. There is absolutely no need for any other languages, because even if you focus on only JavaScript, a life is not enough to go through. Okay, so we have lots of frameworks. Every framework has its own job vacancy. You can say React is going to be one of the top job vacancy now. JavaScript is developer is going to be one of the toppest programming languages in 2022 according to Stack Overflow. So like that, everyone has its own fundamentals. Okay, so that is what you need to understand. Okay, So finally, I just end the session with how script is working. Okay, so what is JavaScript? JavaScript is nothing but a file, a code of file. Okay, we are writing to create an element, delete an element, some interactivity. So this is this should be, so mostly the programming language is built for working with the server. So but here we are here to manipulate the browser, right? So because it is going to be a client side, the browser means like Google, something, Mozilla Firefox, Safari, something like that, right? So we have most of this. So this programming language is not understood by the browser. Why? Because browser understands zeros and ones, right? So for that, each and every browser has its own engine that is called as JS engine. If you use Google, there is a JS engine is there, and if you use Mozilla Firefox, there is a JS engine is there. That is act like a translator. So what this engine will do, it will convert the JavaScript file, the code, to machine browser understandable code. So that's why if you click a button, that it creates, the browser gives response, not a server. Server is something that is in backend, browser is something that is in front end. So the browser understand a response. So this is how this JavaScript will be working. Okay, so I think it's my time is gone, right? First attendance link will be just quickly go through the live section, you will get in the start. Okay, so because we don't have access to this form, so it is auto generated one, we are able to view attendance form, it will be available there only. Okay, so fine. Okay, this is all about JavaScript. I just give only the purpose and what is JavaScript only. If you want to learn further, you check out our channel, we have a deep discussion JavaScript, it will be there and you can check it out there. Okay, so right now the end section will be handled by our founder Navid Biswasa. Yeah, if you have any doubt.
Thank you, Mosam, and thank you, Hari, for taking such a nice session. Hope you all liked what Mosam, me, and Hari have done. Hari, both of them are amazing teachers. You can go to our YouTube channel. You can find a lot of the videos which we take, a lot of the things which we take. Okay, so we generally conduct 2 month long boot camps, also paid boot camp, and we have 100% success ratio right now in placing our students and all. So that is there, but we are now starting our offline bootcamp also. Offline bootcamp also, it is a fraction of the cost, and you can learn from it. And let me share the screen and show now. Okay, so we're just launching this, our bootcamp, our offline bootcamp. So it is all recorded. So the recorded, and you'll get everything like the web dev transition system you're going to get. So what you need to do to get into this system. Then we are going to teach HTML basics, CSS Flexbox and Grid, CSS projects is there, JavaScript basics and ES6 is there, React.js basics is there, and we are also introducing the TypeScript course. So this is a pre-launch offer because we're going to launch on 5th of September, pre-launch offer, and we're going to launch it on only for 1599. Okay, so that is there. And what you're going to get, you're going to get access to all these things. So we have our own system and we have our own platform, and you're going to get access to all of these things. So don't go for this price, and web dev and all these things. So these are all recorded course. So what's the benefit of this recorded course? Okay, so the benefit of this is that you can take it on your own pace. And beside this, it is not like, so maybe you will be thinking, okay, it is like a Udemy course, so Udemy is like only like 600 and all, why you are charging so much? Because we are giving one more thing. We are giving that before this we'll include in our private group, and also access to the weekly inner circle call, which will happen every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. and in which all of your technical and career doubt will be solved. Plus, if you complete the projects which will be there in that, will help you to complete the projects also. You've stuck somewhere. So a lot of people are there, students are there who are stuck in projects. See, theoretical things cannot give you a job. Projects can give you a job. If you complete like 3-4 CSS projects, 2-3 JavaScript projects, and 2-3 React.js projects, you'll get a job. We will give you a job. Okay, if you do even React.js project, we'll give a job. There's so much job in the market that, so always the people keep on pinging me that they want React.js developer, React.js developer, React.js developer, and we want people who have completed the projects. We cannot give you like that. You complete some theory thing and we will give you like this. We always have this HTML, CSS, JavaScript on there. So the people who will take our course, they will be like we will give them more preference on sharing the job details with them, or sharing the internship offers with them. Internship offers also, they will be the first people will get it, because we also have to do something. Okay, so keep this channel going on. So this is there, and this is a premium course. This is even not available on a YouTube. This is completely premium. It's a recorded in a very premium way, and this all is there. And okay, so that is there. And as I told, this is also about the internship opportunities. If you means there will be another internship opportunities also will be available, but this is something which we are. So I'm sending a link also. If someone want to do, the link will be there in the description also. If someone wants to do, they can go through this link and pay it. Means you can go to buy now, and it's an insta module link, so you can pay it and order different ways. And we are going to launch a TypeScript also. TypeScript is something which is advanced than React. Means I'm going to include that also here. But the TypeScript course is like sold separately also. If you want, you can get it separately. Some of you might be advanced user, so they can get this TypeScript course also. So that is there. These are the two things which I will give this TypeScript. But the TypeScript course is free with the TypeScript course is free with your web development bootcamp. So that is there. So this is our offline bootcamp, and beside this, we have our online bootcamps also, which is completely live classes. The next one will start on October 10th, but those are costly. That will cost around 10 to 15K. We have not decided the price yet because we keep on having that every 2 months. So that is also there. That also comes with the job guarantee, and because we'll make you do the course. But this is something which in which you have to do the projects on yourself, and we'll give you a job. So that is like that. Okay, so can you add this certificate on LinkedIn profile? um, yeah, we generally promote, as I was telling. So if I go to my LinkedIn, generally whoever get this certificate, we generally promote them heavily. Okay, so that is like that. Most probably I'm going to promote you all on Monday. So if I go, and we are also, okay, see, this was the last certificate which we promoted, and we promoted like really. Okay, so like this, I also tagged all the people and promoted everyone. So previous every week we have this thing, and we promote it heavily. And as you all might know, when I promote this thing, and it gets a lot of impressions also. Plus I am an influencer on LinkedIn, so it gets to all of my network. So I'm in connection with almost every big people in India, like the startup people in Bangalore, Hyderabad, everywhere. I'm in connection. So I had a lot of time. I had offers from Microsoft and all also, but I didn't join because I wanted to pursue my career as a trainer. Because those are things. I'm in connection with almost HR from Microsoft, Google, and all the places are there. So those things are there, and so if I do anything, it gets a lot of views and it gets a lot of traction. That is something. That's why most of our students gets job even before they complete our course. So that is why touchwood that is there, because they see if I promote my student. So like maybe where I was there, so someone, see, Hari is there. So Hari just took the class. He's doing some very good thing. So I will just put a great work at Hari, and it will go to my network. Okay, so that is like this. This is how we promote. Not only Hari, anyone who tags me and do something good, I will do that thing. Okay, so that is there, and with this, I will end this and on. Okay, so that's we're going to add definitely on this certificate on your LinkedIn profile, and we're going to tag it. So that's one of the reason we asked you all to give your LinkedIn profiles. Okay, LinkedIn profiles, we asked for that reason only. So please give your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so that is there. So you will receive the certificate by Sunday evening, because we have around 50 to 100 certificates to be sent. I just saw it is around 80 certificates. Okay, so it takes some time to create, so don't panic and all. So you can go to my LinkedIn. Every week we are sending certificate. Okay, and we cannot. Okay, so on Sunday evening, you are all going to get the certificate. So yeah, so with this we will end today's stream. So whoever want to join our course, online course, yeah, we are going to make sure that you learn everything, online, offline course, whatever is there or whatever you're going to do. So you'll get a special preferences if you join a online or offline course, whatever is there. Okay, so because it's a paid course. Okay, and thank you all for attending this workshop. Hope you find it's interesting and useful. And please do subscribe if you're not to subscribe, because I see a lot of people attend this workshop and they don't subscribe. So at least do the subscribe if you're not purchasing the bootcamp and all that is okay. You don't know me, but at least subscribe. So at least you know me in this know us in this 3 hours, where that we are on a mission to make everyone a web developer. And we are going to give those tell a bit about the free internship also, how you can do it. Means, see, everything which is free, you have to do something, some more tasks from yourself. So that is there, and that will be there. Be in the WhatsApp group, be in connection with us on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn I daily post something, and even this internship thing also I will post. Okay, so that is there, and with this I will end to this stream. Thank you.